Well, Brad, firstly, thanks for joining us. A beautiful day at Priestfield.
Yes.
Talk you through the season so far. We're in a really good position for the strong beginning to this 2-year plan. So some really good, significant, positive steps. Just talk us through the season from your perspective.
You know, we're, by the way, this is a beautiful, looking at a pitch before match day is fantastic. I think it's our 2-year plan is generally going to plan, if not ahead of plan. We wanted to work on things that were weaknesses last year in the squad. Goals, XG, assists, corners, more offensive issues than defensive issues. And it seems like we still have work to do, but you got to be pleased for sort of this team, the effort that they put in, and the stats are looking where we want to go. So yeah, I think we're thrilled. It's early in the season. It's a long season, but I think everyone on the Priestfield side, on the Gills side, are saying, yeah, this is what we're working towards to improve.
The one question every fan's going to be asking is, where's Gareth? Is he okay? When's he going to be back?
Yes.
I know you've spoken to him. Firstly, how is he?
Yes. So Joe and I actually went and saw him in person. We had coffee with him early this week. He went through a big ordeal. That's a big process. He's breaking records with healing, but it's a slow process. So the thing I kept having to say to him, because it's Gareth, right? He wants to be back on Monday, and his doctors and the owner, me and Joe, are saying, listen, you got to take your time. So he's doing really well, though. I mean, he's very, very active virtually, calling people. He's in all the strategy meetings, with Dabo and the group. But he's doing great. He's healing. Everything went as planned, and it'll be really nice to get him back. But we just keep telling him, you got to take your time. You got to take your time. So it was really nice to see him, though, and he looks great.
I know one key issue in the off season was recruitment.
Yep.
Got a lot of bodies in the building that help contribute to your policy. Just talk me through the summer recruitment. Were you pleased with it ultimately?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at balancing out our weaknesses and also our budget, to be honest, I think we have a much improved team. And again, it's the reason this is a 2-year plan is because of contracts and because of changes in strategy and changes in the game. You can't turn on a dime necessarily. You can't change everything. So I think this summer particularly had some key additions that you can start to see are really improving our team. Ironically, we haven't really been able to see our wingers yet. We literally have that to come. So that's exciting. But yeah, I think we have a more balanced team. I think we have a fair budgeted team as far as what we get for what we pay for. And all in all, it's a nice start. We're probably a little bit ahead of schedule on where we wanted to be. So I think we kind of watch how the season unrolls, but it's something that you sort of are proud of, these guys. And by the way, I mean, regardless if we win, lose, or draw, the one thing about these guys is, you saw it at Grimsby last week, the heart and soul of this group of boys is just breathtaking. So even Grimsby, obviously we didn't get the point and we won an appeal, but you were so proud of our guys. It's like, come and play like that and everything will be okay. So I think above all, that's what's really nice to see this group.
I know something else you've been pleased about is the academy.
Yes.
Obviously, Joe Dunn's our youth team coach, doing a fantastic job. The first years are out, including Logan Dobbs getting good loan spells. We played Cruz Besant here, Louis Dial, Stan Sargent. I appreciate it's a really big transition from 18s to first team football, but we've got some really, really good work going on that side of things.
Oh yeah, no, Joe Dunn and that group is doing better than I've ever seen at this club. If you look at, just look at the different levels. You have Gailey, you have Joe Bode, both of which are here doing unbelievable things or going up leagues. You got the next level down, as you said, that are doing unbelievably in their loans and in their cups. And then really below that, though, you have younger guys. We have 13-year-olds that are being bought by Premier League clubs. We have 15 and 16-year-olds that we're looking to sign on pro contracts for the first time. So you have a really, really strong group, which is very important to this area. So it's really, really nice to see, and that's really where the future of this club comes. We wouldn't have Sam Gale if it wasn't for our academy. Think about that. The Gills without Sam Gale this season would be unthinkable, and that's because of Joe Dunn and our academy. So it's a real great source of pride for us.
Another great source of pride I know for you is the fan base. The average attendance is up. Season ticket sales were extremely good. Commercial deals have been good. On that side of things, it's positive as well.
Yeah, I mean, this community since Shannon and I came has been always supportive. And it's amazing, every single season we get more support, deeper support. And match day sales is a really good part of that, right? So what you're seeing, and again, it's League Two, which is so frustrating, is that our home attendance is better than we would expect, and our away attendance is unbelievable. I mean, we bring a minimum of 400 people when we're playing, far north, and we sell out generally, all of our allocation. The thing that's tricky here is that the away attendance for some other League Two clubs is low, and so that's part of attendance. So you certainly can't fault our fan base at that. They're unbelievable. But again, our 2-year plan is a 2-year plan for a reason.
Something else that keeps happening, we keep running out of shirts.
Yes, retail.
Because they're so popular.
Yes.
I mean, it's great that it's so popular. I mean, there's very few sizes left in some kits, but that must make you feel so proud that we sell so many.
Yeah, no, that's a double-edged sword. So the way these kits, because they're made in China, the way they're ordered 6 to 8 months in advance, and you can order twice. And so you have to sort of set your expectations like this season, we'll be setting our expectations for next season. So what ends up happening on the good thing is you come in and they're all gone, which is unbelievably fantastic. And then everyone's extremely frustrated. Why didn't you order enough kits? What is going on? And then we can get one more in that we had to pre-done, which go in, and then they're gone. So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I'm certainly proud of the community. There's nothing better to me walking down High Street and seeing a Jill's kit on, especially if it's a little kid or if it's a kid and his parent. So, I mean, that's your community pride. So we're definitely getting every single one that we can out in the community, and we have to probably look at managing, maybe we need more kits, right? But it's a great thing to see, especially the away kit.
You mentioned mum, dads and kids. That brings me on to our next point, which is the fan zone.
Yes.
It's been talked about, there's been stuff in local media, you've come out and said some bits on the fan zone. Just give us an update, because people notice in the car park there's some work being done. I appreciate timeline's difficult, but just talk us through the project.
Yeah, so most people will know there is a giant albatross of a building, right at the car park. I think it was a sports center at one point. Now it's a fox den. Doesn't really have floors or ceilings anymore. So
have you moved them out, the foxes?
Yeah, the foxes are out. Yes, the foxes are safe. No foxes have been harmed in this construction.
In this process, yeah.
Yes. So what's happened is last week, the internal demolition. So that's taking the things inside out. You can't see it from the outside, but there was a lot of stuff stored there. Walls, a little bit of asbestos. So that is complete. So now hopefully within the next couple weeks, you actually will have that building demolished, which just for symbolic reasons and actual reasons, it'll be really nice to free up that land, which is much greater than you would think. It's a very massive piece of building. And so, yeah, the idea is that we would replace that with fan zone. And again, it really gets into sort of slowly and surely trying to improve the fan experience. So fan zone is a really obvious way to do it, because the thing about the fan zone that's great is that, so pre-match and off-match days, it's a pub, it's an outdoor pub, right? But it also is part of the stadium during matches. So specifically people at the Rainaman and the Gordon Road stand, they will have another area that actually could fit 900 to 1,000 people that has food, drinks, bathrooms, music, tables. So it will also hopefully improve the match day experience, because it opens up a giant area for sort of that overcrowded area that, during halftime specifically.
And just below where we're sat is the Medway stand, and
Yes.
I believe there's plans to put more TVs in there.
Yes.
And an extra bar.
Yes, an extra bar to spread out the crowds, because there's actually quite a big area, but because there's only one place to buy food and drink, everyone, sort of crowds there. Yeah, so the idea is to have more TVs so that people will spread out and they'll be able to watch TV, as well as other places to buy beverages and food to sort of improve that side as well.
And just finally, those who took the website will know we were looking for a digital content creator.
Yes.
He's on board, he stood behind me.
Yes, he's right there.
Just talk us through that role and what fans can expect to see as part of that role.
Yeah, so Jack was just brought aboard this week. he's actually filming this right
Yeah.
now. So if it's blurry, I don't know what we hired. But yeah, his goal and his strengths are really to keep the character of the club digitally. So TikTok, Instagram, X, Twitter, that kind of thing. And it's really to just continue the fan experience during match day and after match day. And the fun thing to do with Jack will be, because it's creative, pushing the limits, probably push him too far, then you come back. But to try to make it so that we're entertainment. I mean, what we do as a club really is we just deliver entertainment. We make people feel good or bad, when we lose. But it's really making people feel pride in their community. So digital content is a really, really important part of the club, especially from my standpoint, in that you're just continuing that sort of reach throughout the whole week. So Jack, high expectations for Jack to really give him the sort of the freedom to do fun things, interesting things, serious things, go to the training pitch, all that kind of stuff, to really just keep the fans engaged so they can kind of see behind the scenes what's going on, and then of course during match day. So it's very, very exciting.
Brad, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Enjoyed the game.
Yes, thank you, Phil. Thank you, Jack.